Wave.
Was acting always like a dream of yours since an early age?
Yeah, well, when I was younger, I wanted to do everything, and I thought I was going to do everything. When I was 6, I was really into politics, and Obama
Oh, wow.
got inaugurated that year.
At 6?
Yeah, so I would write him letters. Hey, love your work. Can I come to the White House? Pretty much. Yeah, he never responded to me. And then I started writing Oprah because I saw a photo of them together in a magazine. And I was like, hey, Oprah, I know you know Obama. He's not getting back to me.
I know you know Obama, man.
Yeah.
Plug me.
Big bro, chillin' with big bro. Big bro, big bro.
What up, fam? This is Big Bro with Kid Cudi, a Wave original presented by Adobe Acrobat. I'm your Big Bro Scott, reporting live from the attic of my mind. This week, we're talking to my close friend, Jenna Ortega. She's a global superstar and an insanely talented actress and one of the dopest people I know. Jenna talks about all her iconic roles, her favorite obscure movies, and writing letters to Barack Obama. So kick back and vibe out. I'll see you on the other side.
Jenna,
Scott.
welcome to the show.
Thank you so much
Thanks for
having
coming.
me. Yeah.
You know,
happy to.
the last time we saw each other was a couple months ago. We had dinner,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
but
we
we
did.
first met when I did X, when we did X in 2021.
Yeah,
Was that February?
Just realized it's pretty much this time 5 years ago,
Yeah.
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 which feels insane to say.
I know, and now we're family.
I love that job and I love that project so much, but everyone on that was just so good and lovely and wonderful that,
They were.
yeah, for these relationships to last is so nice.
Well, you know, one thing that I noticed when I first met you is you seem very wise beyond your years. You know, like you've been here before. Like this is your second or third pass on Earth. And like, have you always been like this? Like,
Yeah.
because I find that like most young actors that start off really young, there's a maturity that they have that most kids don't. You know what I mean? Because you have this career and you have to come to work and you have to do the work and all those things. But like, yeah, like I was curious, like, have you always been that way?
Yeah, it feels kind of weird to say it about myself, but it was something that I was told very, very early on. I was 6 or 7 and, you know, trying to give my mom life advice, or if there was a party or something happening at the house, I was sitting talking to the doctors and trying to make them laugh, you know? So it's funny because I think I've gotten older and gotten worse, but I was a really good conversationalist when I was younger, very extroverted. And yeah, I kind of always knew what to say, and then you get older and you get in your head about things and get approached by life and whatnot. But it's fair enough to say about child actors, and I think sometimes it's a touchy subject, actually, not with me, just generally in the community, because you're so young and you're working with adults. That's your life. You have a career, you have responsibility. You're not out going to every birthday party.
Right.
Or, you know, you're missing sport events and things like that. My parents did a good job at balancing that and making sure I still was. But I think sometimes the responsible nature of these young people comes off as wisdom, and it's not. It's just experience. And you can learn from your experiences. That's the only way you grow. Right. But I think it's just being a true professional.
Yeah. And just having that understanding at a very young age.
Yeah. You know? Some of these kids could go out and speak like, you know, they're 45 on set and understand the camera and their positioning, and then, you throw them in a birthday party and they lose all sense of self. Right. You know, it's their habitat.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, like, how is it when you get approached for a role? How do you decide what your next project is? Like, what do you look for? And are there things that you haven't done yet that you want to do in the future?
It varies. And I think, truthfully speaking, I only really understood in this last year of my life what I see for myself or what I want for myself. I think starting so young and not having any connection to Hollywood or this, my just small town in the desert. Yeah. None of us knew what we were doing. I was told from a very early age, you have to say yes to everything. You have to do everything. You have to kind of build this resume and show that you're trustworthy, and you never know when it's going to stop. And once the jobs stop coming in, to keep them going is difficult.
Yeah.
So I felt like this need to be yes, to anything that came my way.
Just do it all.
Exactly. But I feel really fortunate to be in a position in my career right now. I'm so grateful, where, maybe I could start being a bit more decisive.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm still kind of in this weird transitional phase, because I'm known for playing this teenager on Netflix. I love the character, but a lot of people, when that's what you're seeing, I think, maybe you think of me and you think of me in the schoolgirl costume.
Yeah.
So it's been like, okay, how do you keep a movie career going outside of that? And that's kind of my priority. So
Yeah, because you are a grown-ass woman.
it's very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so when it comes to choosing the roles, what I try to do is I really want original stories out there. I really want people to see something new and interesting and give life to, newer artists. I've worked with a lot of first-time directors and also very experienced directors. It's just kind of been a balance of, okay, I'll do an indie here and then maybe I'll do a big one here.
Yeah.
You're into action, aren't you?
Yes, I'm a big action fan. I'm really more into horror. Horror is like my thing. But I love a good action movie. My favorite action movie is Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Commando.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Oh my God. It's the most ridiculous. And I actually want Arnold to come on the podcast. Arnold, I'm going to be reaching out soon because I need you to talk about this movie. But it's just so ridiculous. Like there's scenes where like there's like a stunt and like you can clearly tell that it's like a doll. It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. And it's so ridiculous. And I just have so many questions about this movie. For those of you that don't know about Commando, it's pretty much about this dude who used to be in the military. He's retired now. He's chilling on a mountain with his daughter, right? And basically some dudes kidnap his daughter, and like he just is like hell-bent on getting her back. So he goes and just kills a bunch of people to like rescue her.
So this is where Taken got its inspiration.
Exactly. It's all recycled, Was acting always like a dream of yours since an early age?
Yeah, well, when I was younger, I wanted to do everything, and I thought I was going to do everything. When I was 6, I was really into politics, and Obama
Oh, wow.
got inaugurated that
At
year.
6?
Yeah, so I would write him letters. Hey, love your work. Can I come to the White House? Pretty much. And he never responded. And
Obama was
I used
good,
to think
man.
it was like like a crush of some sorts, but I just wanted his job. Like I wanted to go to the White House to get an understanding of, okay, the Oval Office is going to be my space. I need to familiarize myself with codes and whatnot. Yeah, he never responded to me. And then I started writing Oprah because I saw a photo of them together in a magazine. And I was like, hey, Oprah, I know you know Obama. He's not getting back to me.
I know you know Obama, man.
Yeah.
Plug me.
And I would give them to my mom, but because no one replied, and fair enough, they're busy, I'm like, I wonder if she kept those, or I don't know, I have to ask her. But anyway, thought I was going to be the president. That wasn't working out. And then I thought I was going to be an astronaut. That seemed really difficult and long run. I needed something that was instant. And then for a long time when I was younger, I thought that all TV was reality TV.
Okay.
So I thought, wow, this is insane. I can't believe there's cameras everywhere around the world and they're catching these moments and putting music behind it and it's becoming this thing. So I'd go into my room and I would act out these little scenes trying to get on the TV, and I'd run over to the TV and I'd turn on the TV and I wouldn't be on the TV yet. And I thought, oh God. And then I watched Man on Fire with my older sister.
That's my shit. I love that movie.
So good.
Such a great film.
So good.
Yeah.
Denzel since then has been,
Yeah.
and Dakota too, and
She did phenomenal.
My sister mentioned Dakota's name, and I said, that's not her name in the, and my sister was like, yeah, she's an actress. I went home and I was like, best actors of all time, and looking up these things, and then I realized it was a job where you could do everything, and that I just knew, okay, that's the one for me. But I was 6.
Yeah.
I said something when I was 6, and I'm still doing it, which is kind of weird. But I feel really lucky to have found it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's where you know, it usually starts to happen at that age where you start to like imagine, oh, what it's going to be like when I get big, right?
Yeah.
And like for me, the movie that triggered everything for me to want to be an actor was Stand By Me. You know what I mean? I was
Nice.
literally watching this movie thinking like, these kids are fucking pretending on a grand scale and they're getting paid for it. Like this looks awesome, you know?
Yeah.
And like ever since then, I always wanted to get into it, but coming from Cleveland, it just seemed impossible, and music just seemed like the more realistic goal. You know what I mean? But my earlier dreams of wanting to act started when I was a kid too. You know?
I didn't realize I was so young.
Really, I started to formulate like what I wanted to do as an adult, like at a very young age. Like for a while, I wanted to be a cartoonist up until I was 16. Like from the 3rd or 4th grade up until like high school, I wanted to do cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I had this wacky idea to be a rapper, and that kind of took over, you know?
Fair enough.
But it's all these things, it's those early years in your life that are really important, you know, and what you experience and what you see, you know, and that's like with my daughter, that was one of the things that I made sure to do when she was young is expose her to many different things, you know, and now she just wants to do it all. She wants to act, she wants to sing.
Yeah.
She plays volleyball now. She's a captain of her volleyball team. You
Nice,
know?
captain. Okay.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
kicking ass.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think it's so funny because we usually, maybe it's hard to say and I don't want to generalize, but I feel like you do have the best understanding of yourself when you're so young.
Yeah, you do.
When, you know, because you're
And it's pure.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about all the other shit in the world that comes your way when you do these things. You're just like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
You know, when you get older, then you start to see like, you know, the backlash or the ridicule or people that say, oh, maybe you shouldn't do that. And then you start to get discouraged maybe, or you get in your head about things. When you're young, you don't think about that shit. You're just like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
You know?
It turns into money and business and
when you're
livelihood. I remember when I was a teenager having that kind of conversation with my mom about, okay, well, do you want to do this in the long run? I'm going to support you regardless, but I don't know how stable it is, or, you know, because you're working job to job. And
yeah. And parents are always like, they worry for us.
Yeah.
Especially when we're like, oh, I want to do this really risky thing with my life. You know what I mean? I know my mom really had a hard time understanding that I wanted to move to New York City at 20 years old by myself and pursue music with no connections whatsoever, and I didn't know anybody in New York. You know, as a parent, you have to nurture your kids and like guide them and be supporters, even if they have the wackiest ideas and you might not even understand. You know what I mean? You have to kind of support and get behind it, you know?
Yeah.
It seems like your mom did that for you.
Yeah, my mom's incredible, especially because when I first started mentioning it, she didn't take it seriously because, you know, the week before I was president. And, you know, so it's just, okay, this is a phase, it's going to pass.
Yeah.
But I really latched onto this thing. And for years I was telling her, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And she kept saying, no, no, no. She had heard all these horror stories. You have an idea about this, you know, big Hollywood that's so unattainable, that doesn't make sense for you. We don't have that. I can't provide that. But she just wanted everyone to be happy, so everyone had their thing. You know, my brother had football, my sister had soccer, another brother had baseball. You know, that everybody had something that was designated to them. And I played soccer, and I did. You know, I really loved it. But she could tell that was where my passion really lied, and she didn't want to crush me in any way.
Right.
And I feel so lucky because the older I've gotten and looking back on that, that's kind of a bizarre thing to do, to, you know, take headshots of your 9-year-old in the backyard with like flowers and send them to all of these agencies and, you know, trying to get her employed is such a weird, and in the industry itself, because it's so much more rejection than it is yes. She didn't want it to crush. I was very confident as a child. She didn't want to stomp on that or do. She just was really, really looking out for me. But yeah, she emphasized what was going to fulfill me, and she didn't think it was fair if I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, but everyone else did. So she said, okay, we're only going to try this for a little bit. And I said, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm going to do like a commercial. Like I went in only wanting to do a commercial, and then it turned into movies, and then it turned into this big thing that I've been doing for over half my life now.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
We always
beautiful.
laugh about it though. It's just a little bit longer. I'll just do this one job and then, which is sweet. Yeah.
Oh, that's so dope. That's so dope. Who was the first artist that you were obsessed with? Music, actors? Like, I'm talking about somebody you were like, oh, I love this person.
I know there's people that I loved, but it's so weird because when I was younger, I didn't really have idols.
Yeah.
And I would be asked in interviews, oh, who do you look up to most? Or who do you, and then, I don't know, who's like a great inspiration right now? And they all were incredible women. But I never had posters of anyone in my room. I never, but I remember when I was younger and watching Carrie when I was early teenager, and I just thought Sissy Spacek was just the most interesting person ever, and I watched all of her movies, and I remember really loving her and thinking, oh, that's a great career, and that's a great actress, and she's got such a beautiful, interesting face. So she was really big to me. Obviously, Dakota was really big. Music, it kind of was always shifting, but my dad listened to a lot of D'Angelo.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice,
So
nice.
loved. So we'd go to school singing D'Angelo or drive to LA. So those are some of the first people I remember thinking, oh, okay, maybe my taste is developing, or I'm starting to get an understanding of what I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think for me, and mind you, I'm totally gonna age myself when I say this, but like MC Hammer,
Whoa.
was like
That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
it's
fine.
MC
Yeah.
Hammer was like,
That's very good.
man, he was just the greatest.
Never heard you speak about
He was
MC
just
Hammer.
do you know who MC Hammer is?
Yes, I know who MC Hammer is.
But he was just like the greatest for me, and like I don't know, like
That's amazing.
He could dance his ass off. The songs were good. He had great style. Like I don't know. I just remember being a kid, looking at his videos and just being like, "This dude is the illest. He's so smooth, and his pants look so cool." Like the Hammer pants. Oh my God! And I remember I asked my mom. I was like, "Mom, can you make me some Hammer pants?" She was like, "Hell no." I was so disappointed.
Did you ever get the pants?
Did I ever get the pants?
Yeah.
No. Now I got the connects to the seamstress. I might have to put in the call and make some Hammer pants for one Halloween or something.
Yeah.
But what could you say was the best advice you've ever gotten for your career?
Somebody told me when I was younger, maybe it was like Gina Rodriguez when I was doing Jane the Virgin or something, but it was just the emphasis of always being somebody that people want to work with. You've got to be good to everyone. Everyone should feel safe working with you and comfortable and, feel like they have space to play. And, I've been number 20 on the call sheet, and I've been number 1 on the call sheet. And I think also there's a different responsibility when you're the lead. You really do have to look after people and make sure people can come to you with questions if they feel the need, or just more than anything, enjoy and want to show up to work every day. A lot of the times you're on a job and, if it's serious subject matter or maybe a bit uncomfortable, you just want it should feel easy. We're making films, we're entertaining people, we're getting messages across. Let's keep it light when we can.
Yeah.
But I think that's important in any area of life. But I really took that one to heart because I was a kid. I was 11 or something, 12. I'd only been acting for a few years, and I just thought, yeah, that's so true. I want everyone to be excited to come to work.
Yeah.
So that's never left me.
Yeah, I feel like that's something I keep in mind too, because with me, I have, people like, okay, who is this rapping ass motherfucker about to come in here? Is he gonna be on time? Is he gonna know his dialogue? Is he gonna be friendly with everybody? And like early on when I did How to Make It in America, like for one, I was like, one of my dreams just got granted out of nowhere. I wasn't really like pursuing it that hard. It just happened for me. And I just like immediately was like, I'm living a dream here. I'm gonna walk on set every day enthused, And I think that that's the reason why after 17 years I've been acting, like why I still get jobs. You know, these producers, these directors, they talk to each other. And they ask, like, what was it like working with this person? Like, was he cool on set? And things like that, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that is like some of the best advice one could get, you know, like, especially when you're the number one, you know what I mean? You have to lead by example and keep the morale up on set. And like, you know, you're like with a family for 2-5 months, however long you're shooting, you know? So I think that's great advice. You know, that's something that I keep in the front of my mind every time I do something.
Yeah, I want it to be good, and crews get it so hard. It's so difficult. Like, you know, on the show that I do, we're shooting for 8 months out of the year, you know, and it's okay to, you know,
That's intense.
You're feeling really good, and then you start to hit 3 or 4, and it starts to slow down, and then by the end, everyone's army crawling to the finish line and things like that. So, yeah, you shouldn't be in a situation where you all start getting sick of each other.
Yeah, yeah. Was there ever a time on your journey where you doubted your path in acting?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what else I was going to do. I've never really considered anything else more so recently, just out of sake of curiosity and wanting another life experience. But when I was a teenager, I'd gotten off of a children's show and I didn't know what I was going to do. I had to prove myself and meet all these new casting directors who didn't know who I was, and it just felt like a good time to call it quits if I was going to. You know, I was starting high school, and you know, it was a good run sort of thing. And then we had talked about it for a few months, my team and whatever, and then I think I booked that show
Mm-hmm.
and then I went on that set and I loved it and had the best time, and then I thought, yeah, there's no way I could let this go.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really easy thought to have. You know, there's so much that comes with the job that no one can really prepare you for.
And it's kind of like off and on sometimes,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not like a steady thing.
No,
you know?
and if I'm sat still for too long, or if I don't have plans or, you know, something to look forward to, I kind of drive myself crazy.
Yeah.
So it's a weird job to be in, because yeah, every once in a while you have a few months spurt. I just had like 3 or 4 months off of production.
Wow.
For the first time in years.
Wow.
I can't.
How'd that feel?
I was so scared. I was so scared. I remember everyone just, okay, you just take care of yourself, because they know how much I like the job. They know how much I like showing up and shooting and whatever. And I remember the first few weeks, I thought, okay, I don't really know what to do with my hands. Maybe I should like pick up a hobby or pick, you know. And also it's hard too, because, you know, with this job, everyone's traveling all the time. So you want to see your friends, but okay, well, they're out shooting in Vancouver, so-and-so shooting in London. So, you know, so I thought, okay. But then now that we're coming to the close and I'm almost done, I feel so necessary. I feel so much better. I learned so much about what I enjoy and what I don't enjoy. And I know how to entertain myself real well now.
Yeah.
And I just got to do real domestic stuff that I was missing out on for a while.
Yeah.
Like cooking. Like I never got to cook because you're living in a hotel room.
That's
I used
true.
to try. I remember when we were doing the first Scream, I was cooking in my hotel and I was burning everything because, you know, those stoves, you're not supposed to cook in those things. And like everything goes bad in the fridge in a day and whatever. So I stopped cooking, and then, well, now I'm cooking again. Or I didn't like the paint on my kitchen cabinet, so I've been painting my kitchen myself.
I love it. I love it.
It looks so bad. It looks so bad, but it's so good to do.
Yeah.
It's so good to do, and I feel proud of myself. It's like a nice mindless activity. So it just felt good to feel like a normal person. Every once in a while it's a little restless, but been catching up on a lot of movies and just looking after myself, which is good. Yeah.
That's nice, man. I mean, everybody has to have, you know, especially in our business, you got to have the moments of normalcy. You know what I mean? It's like it can be chaotic and it can be a lot. And when you're in it, like how you've been in it for the past 4 years, just like since X, just going, you know what I mean? Like you have to kind of take a break and say like, okay, I need time to just like do normal shit, like go to the grocery store or like hang out with my dog or like, watch a TV show and binge it for a little bit and like, just relax.
Yeah.
Because like my thing is like I always constantly need to work.
Yeah.
And like I have to like be like extra thoughtful about, okay, Scott, you've been running and gunning for several months now. Chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like if I don't do that for myself, then I'm 365. I'm running,
Yeah.
So when you're working, I mean, and you're also inspired to reach a new goal, like you can just truly forget about your own self and your mental health, and you're just focused on the task at hand. And I've been in that place where I've just been work, and then I started going crazy. So even though you weren't really, it's not like you planned those 4 months, but like it's the universe gave you what you needed.
Yeah, it was exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
It's weird remembering that because I started so young, and that was back when I had to do school and stuff at the same time. Like a good 12 hours of my day were planned out, and then you get older and you've got 16 hours of the day planned. You wake up, you go to work, you film, go home, look at your sides, go to bed, do it again, do it 5 or 6 days a week. Like there's not really room for a life, which again, lucky, but it is intensive work, and it's almost like sleepwalking because you're so exhausted and you're so used to doing the same thing every day that you're not really challenging yourself anymore. Unfortunately, it's a creative job, so you're always finding inspiration in a scene or a new character or a premise.
But you're like a machine.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you forget. Every once in a while I'll be like washing my face before bed, and I look up and I think like, oh my God, you're still there. Because I haven't thought about myself in so long because it's been so,
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel good now. I feel rested for the first time in a long time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Today's episode is presented by Adobe Acrobat. Much love to Acrobat holding us down. Lately, I've been on this wave of simplifying how I prep, My mind moves fast, ideas everywhere. So I started using this new thing in Acrobat called PDF Spaces, and it's wild. You can bring all your files into an AI-powered space. It just helps you lock in. When I'm getting ready for an episode, I throw in articles, notes, random thoughts that I've saved, and instead of stressing, I can just ask questions, get straight to what matters, and really understand the vibe of what I'm trying to talk about. I use Adobe Acrobat PDF Spaces to prep every episode, and I made one for this convo with Jenna. And once it comes together in my mind, I can share my PDF space with the team, so everybody's on the same frequency before we even start recording. That part is huge. When you try it out, you can take up to 100 articles, documents, and ideas and actually transform them to power your creative vision. Hit the link in the description and unlock your full creative power today with Adobe Acrobat PDF Spaces. Let's get back into it.
Is there a role that like you missed out on or like that you really wanted to get in your career that you think about sometimes? I'm really curious to know, like, what movie could we have possibly gotten Jenna Ortega in?
I've always taken it rejection really well. Like I never really questioned it. I didn't want to get in my head about that sort of thing, and what's meant to be mine will come to me, or I'll find somehow. And that was another thing that as a kid, like it was just, I've always been that way.
Yeah.
It's hard to kind of get in my head, I guess you could say, or external pressure.
Right.
But a role, some things I would just think, okay, well, whatever suits the project best, like whatever suits the movie best. But I do remember, I didn't understand it. I was so young when it came in, but I think I auditioned for Hereditary.
Okay.
Which obviously wouldn't have made any sense for, and especially like my disposition as a kid. So I understood, and I didn't know what I was looking at, and they gave us barely any sides. It was like 2 pages of just ominous words that as a 12-year-old kind of went over the head. But I remember seeing it, looking at it, and thinking, I feel like this is an important movie.
Yeah.
And then it was, and then it came out, and then we went to the theater, and I sat up in my chair and I looked at my mom and I said, this is the one that I said was going to be, we didn't even realize that we were seeing, but incredible movie. And yeah, it's funny to think that I went in for that because again, I just didn't make any sense for it.
I feel like I've had a few moments like that and I've been really bitter.
Like what?
there was one I actually talked about it on Twitter a while ago, and I talked to Daniel about it. But Get Out, I auditioned for Get Out, and like I really like that was like one of those situations where I read the script and I knew it was about to go. Like I was like, this was gonna go, right? Yeah. So I really wanted it, and I did the audition in front of Jordan, and he was showing me so much love and said I did great. And when I didn't get it, I was so bitter, you know what I mean? And I didn't know who they had casted. I just know that they didn't go with me, you know? But then I finally saw the movie and I was like, you know, Daniel was the best option. I get it. You know what I mean? When a role is for you, it's for you. When you don't get it, it wasn't meant for you, you know?
He's so good.
And he killed it. You know what I mean? Like Daniel was a master at his craft, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, and that's how I became a fan of his through that movie. And we became homies, and that's my guy now, you know? Yeah. So like, you know, I've definitely had those moments. But then I've had moments where like maybe my agents pressured me to do something and I don't really, like, I'm just like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna get this. Like in my head, I already know that it's not looking good, but they're like, no, trust me. Like they want to see you. They're excited about seeing you. And I'll do the audition and I don't get the role. And then I see the movie and it's shit. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God I didn't get that role. That's happened a couple times too. I'm like, oh man, that could have been a disaster. I dodged a bullet with that one, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty specific now. I don't think I've ever turned in something that I know I'm not what they're looking for. I know I don't want to do it. Maybe I just don't respond to the email on time, or I don't.
I'm just gonna ignore y'all motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, and just not say anything about this.
No, I've gotten better about that. But yeah, no, it's not. I'm glad that you've had redemption.
Yeah,
like these redeeming moments.
Exactly. What would you say is or was the most challenging role you ever had?
When I was a teenager, I did this movie called The Fallout, which is about a girl. It's like day in the life, and a school shooting happens. Mm-hmm. And then the movie is kind of following the aftermath and her dealing with PTSD. And I remember being really focused on that one and just very ambitious. I was 16 or 17, and it was my first time leading a movie. It was a first time director. The pandemic had started. I'm pretty sure it was the first thing I shot in the pandemic, you know, so there was all of these factors. I hadn't really gotten to do a drama before, and the character herself is really weird, and like, I don't know, she's cool. I like her a lot, but just makes weird noises and likes to dance and likes to be loud. And I hadn't really done anything like that before. And it was interesting trying to find the balance of, okay, well, where can I play beats of comedy and try to lighten up this story without taking away from the gravity of what we're dealing with?
Right.
And that one, I just remember we were supposed to start shooting, pandemic hit. We shot way later, so I had extra time to prepare and extra time to kind of live in that world. And that's one of the main characters where I thought, oh, I really have to do justice to this because it's a topical subject, and it's obviously it's still a problem to this day. Yeah. So I didn't want it to feel like a parody or exploitative, or, you know. So that one was difficult. And it's funny because I've actually never seen the full movie.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen clips from it and, you know, stuff online.
You don't watch your shit, do you?
I recently started to.
Okay.
This is like a new, not everything, but I'm trying to, because I know it's like an athlete, you know, watch the game footage.
Yeah,
we did better.
yeah.
I know I have to, I can't be in my head about that sort of thing, and I've got to be able to look at things objectively. It's still really hard.
Do you find yourself looking at like playback when you're on set? I don't do that.
No, I've never looked at the monitor once.
Yeah,
I don't care what I look like. Yeah. I don't care what the angle is. I don't.
Yeah.
The most I'll do is I'll ask the director, frame.
Yeah.
Like, how wide is this? Just so I know.
But don't you feel like it's the reason we don't do it is because, like, if we look at our performance, then we get in our head about the performance.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of like why I don't do it. It's like, then I'll start nitpicking, like, oh, I got to move my head this way or do this. And And I'd rather just like trust the director. If the director says we have it, then we have it. Because I know in my head, I'll just look at some shit and I'll nitpick, you know?
Yeah, I truly don't care.
Yeah.
When I shoot, I don't even remember what I'm doing anyway, you know? So
Yeah.
I don't need to be thinking about external things, and that's
Yeah.
not my job. I'm the same. It's like almost like working with a coach or working with a, which I've never really done, but definitely I've been on like a set before where they had a coach around or whatever, and it just wasn't working for me because now I'm thinking about input that somebody else gave me
Right.
that's not the director, and there's too much noise. I want to keep it bare bones.
What was your experience like, because X for me was just one of the best experiences I've ever had as an actor on the set, and mostly because of Ty. But if you could talk a little bit about, what your experience was like working on that movie, and that was kind of like one of the first things that you did that was a little bit more of a serious kind of like dark thing.
Yeah. I think it was my first proper adult role. 'Cause
Yeah.
It started when I was so young. So making the transition from child to adult, it felt like a good one to make. I remember people being uncertain about whether or not I should do that job, but I was immensely passionate about it. I think I just turned 18 or something like that, and then it was the pandemic. It was going to be shooting in New Zealand for no real money or but Ty was great, Mia was attached, you were attached, Owen was attached. Brittany I don't think was yet, but I love all of those people. I respect all of those people, and yeah, the script was so good. I know I like a script when I can sit down and get through the entire thing in one sitting.
That was how it was with me too.
Yeah, and it just was this instant connection. Same thing. I met Ty, and at that point I was actually working on Scream. So Ty and the Scream directors, the Scream boys, knew each other really well, so it felt like a safe place to go into. And then, yeah, shooting was incredible. I loved that we were isolated.
Yeah.
I loved how much New Zealand actually managed to look like Texas.
It did. It gave me Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes.
Yeah, which
You know what I mean?
I think is perfect.
Yeah.
Ty really knows how to talk to people. So working with him from an actor's perspective was really refreshing, and you felt like you had space to play and explore, and everybody was so committed.
Yeah.
Almost no one was breaking their accents, So it was just, I had so much fun. I love horror, and it was the amount of blood in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a chance to do some gnarly shit in that movie.
Yeah, kind of. I play the really annoying one, which I kind of like, It's funny, and you don't always agree with her, but she's very weird and bizarre, and I like that they called her Church Mouse, And then, that spoiler, the death is probably, I've died on camera in so many ways. But that one's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just the funniest.
It was pretty fucking badass. Well, how'd you guys shoot that? Like were you on did they say run and then just fall? Or
No, we actually did, what's it called? Like a cowboy switch, which I don't know if you know what that is, but basically they had the camera going, they had me and Mia in our places, and then they had a stunt double behind the camera. And when I run out of frame, I leave the frame, Mia stays, they stay with Mia, I would run out of frame, duck, then they would follow Mia, and my stunt double was already running to go out, because it's a pretty high jump. I can jump, but not, she caught air.
but I thought that was you. And a lot of the times, I wasn't allowed on set during those scenes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was so I didn't know, when I saw that, I thought you really just flipped and bust your ass on the ground.
No, I'm glad that it looks that way, but
it looks legit.
No, I loved doing it because it was, I love practical effects, and I love, the cowboy switch is classic Hollywood.
Yeah.
All of the, very typical of Westerns and things like that. So it was my first one, I think.
What's an artist right now that you put the shit on when you need to get in the zone? You know what I'm saying? Who's that artist for you?
Yeah. Well, recently I just rewatched Scarface, and the composer of that, Giorgio. I've been listening to his soundtracks because that's
nice.
that's a good time. That's
nice.
If I'm in the car or if I want something to feel like a video game, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. A lot of my inspiration for me comes from just living.
Yeah.
And my experiences. That's why I like to for music, as you know, all my music is pretty much autobiographical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm talking about my journey. But I think as an actor, one of the things I learned early on is like you have to like study people, you know?
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite things to do, like to get inspired for whatever role comes my way. It's like I want to like meet random people and have like random conversation and just like, or people watch, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes if I'm just out, I'll just like, just look at people, how they walk, you know, and just study them, you know, just to get inspired.
I think I'm the same, and I've been doing so much more of that recently because I've had the time.
Yeah.
Which when I was younger, I was always a creep, like serious staring problem. Everyone is being looked up, down, sideways. Like, I know you so well from across the road. You know, like I always was that way, and then I tried to get away from that, and then my life kind of changed, and then it made me kind of anxious. But I don't want to be somebody who, to be clear, I always know when it's time to go. I'm not going to be out too late. Like I know when to call it, and I know when I got to get out of the space. But I never want to be somebody who doesn't want to leave the house or doesn't, if something comes up and there's an opportunity to go out and do something, and I don't care if there's people I know, people I don't know, it could be a room full of strangers. I want to see things. I want to see life. And it's the same thing where I've got this script in my hands right now that, you know, there's a character who's got an injury and is limping a bit, and a few weeks ago saw someone with an injury limping a bit, and the whole time I'm just watching them walk up and down the street because I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is, you know, make a couple of notes, have an understanding, and then go about their day. I mean, maybe it feels a little weird because like they have no idea that I have pages in a notebook dedicated to them, but yeah, it's the only way. It's the only way. And also, if a director or other actors need to do a lot of rehearsals and I'm game. And sometimes that's what the script calls for, you know, like plays that have turned into screenplays and, you know, things like that. Some things you have to know, camera blocking, et cetera, but I like just having all of that knowledge back there, known, seen it all. I want to go on set, and I think it's the best when, or sometimes I get the most excited when there's not much rehearsal or there's not much, and it's a bit more improvised because when you carry all of that in you and you don't have to think about it, you don't have to over prepare or get in your head about that sort of thing. It's so beneficial and so much more freeing, and allows me to test myself and challenge myself a little bit more. But I'm not going to get that if, you know, I don't leave the house or I'm only on set. Right. You know? Right. It's so important to get out.
We tend to forget that sometimes.
Well, I think right now too, because it's so easy because we've got this community online. Yeah. So, you know, your friend lives in another country or across the world, and that's how you communicate. That's where you're getting your news from. That's where you're getting. So there's not always a need to get out of the house. But it's super weird how it's, in creating this big, expansive online community, it's almost isolated people to a much further extent. You know, I feel like people were a lot less lonely when we didn't have to worry about, you know, what was going on in.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, social media, you gotta love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What's been the biggest mental adjustment you've had to make as you've gotten more famous?
I guess it's kind of what we were talking about previously, where there was a time in my life where I didn't feel like I owned my name, and it was, you know, this external thing, and my life and my career, everything, it had gone to the public and it wasn't mine anymore. Right.
I fall victim to that sometimes.
Yeah.
Because in my world, it's a lot too. You know what I mean? Like I went into the grocery store the other day and I was like, I'll be fine. As soon as I walked in, somebody was like, going back to Honolulu just to get that Maui Wop. And I was like, fuck. Fuck. I just want some fruit.
Yeah.
I just want some fruit. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know, so like I get like anxiety about doing things because like the minute I'm like, oh, I'll be fine, something happens, you know? But like it's crazy because like my dude Brian Greenberg, he told me years ago, right? He said George Clooney told him, he was like, always remember this, never let them keep you in the house.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that back in the day. But I get it now. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't want to be this prisoner in my own home. You know what I mean? Like I there needs to be a balance. Like I when I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror, I don't see Kid Cudi. I see Scott Mescudi. You know what I mean? And like, I literally had this conversation with my friend the other day. I was like, dude, you know, this is kind of weird. Like, I'll go 2 weeks without somebody recognizing me and I'll forget I'm famous. So then I'll go out and do something and then somebody is like, Kid Cudi, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's right. I have this whole fucking thing going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm so like, you know, I can get in these places where I can like, you know, lately, especially in this part of my life now, where I can just kind of disconnect from that whole thing.
Nice.
And it's almost like I don't even realize that it's there, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the gnarly thing, man. I think you're right, man. You just have to find that balance. And, you know, it's hard. It's very hard. It's very hard to navigate fame and this business and how people are around you and how they treat you. But, you know, over time, you just find that balance, you know? And it just comes with just the years of growth, and you get older and you know the type of lifestyle you want to have, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to be scared. I don't want to be scared, and I want to see it all.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to be able to wake up one day and say, I want to go to the beach and not be like in my head about somebody seeing me at the beach. Like, I want to just go to the fucking beach. I want to go to the grocery store and not be worried that somebody's going to sing Maui Wowie. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
like,
one day.
Maybe one day, you know? Maybe one day I can go pick up some milk and I won't have to hear that song, you know?
Yeah.
So what's one lesson you would give young Jenna starting out her career?
Sorry, I'm gonna move.
Something you've learned all these years that you want young Jenna to know. Even though young Jenna was on fire and she had it all figured out.
She honestly, yeah, I had my prime at like 7. Something I would want young Jenna to know, maybe you have time. And I think that's something that I kind of need to tell myself now too, is I've always been very stubborn, very driven, very impatient as a person. So I feel like I need to keep moving. If a day isn't super productive, you know, it's important to me, but I was the same as a kid where, you know, I should have been acting yesterday. I should have been working yesterday. That's why I'm, you know, writing letters to people and sending photos and talking about it in school and asking for monologue books. And I'm grateful for my experience and I'm grateful for everything that I have. But when I was younger, I needed the world to all happen at once. And I'm still that way, but I think sometimes it adds this sort of layer of anxiety. Or I was also very existential as a kid. Like I was worried about things that I didn't need to be worried about way down the line and way down the, you know. Right. So I think it was just, you know, take it day by day.
Yeah. And
she would like roll her eyes at me probably.
Whatever, there's work to do.
Yeah, she'd be like, what are you talking about? It's so beautiful outside and there's this and that and I'm going to go run and I'm going to, you know, it was like very like a fairy.
What's one thing that you collect or that you nerd out about? Is it like books? Like, what is it?
Yeah, I buy a lot of books.
Okay.
I've got a really bad habit of, I always do this purge. I feel like every 2 years of my life, I just kind of do a complete transformation or suddenly decide I'm into something else. You know, I get bored or I've lived that and then I got to move on. So I don't keep a lot of clothes except for like very certain pieces or very certain, but books I love. I have so many books, and it's so nice just looking back on a good thing to do on set when I'm bored, another way to hear a story, something that doesn't involve a screen. But I also really like antique malls and getting little statues and little figures and you know, I like things. I just like small things.
Yeah. Like little porcelain, little.
Yeah, almost something you could have in your pocket or you could sit up on a shelf is really nice. And then, no, actually, I was going to say movie posters, but a lot of my movie posters have actually been gifts, and I'm not getting rid of them in the first edition, like very special. But I think because I'm so serious about the state of them and the age of them and the wear of tear, they're like these little precious objects to me.
But you got them like framed in the house? Like,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
that's dope.
Those I love, but I think books is probably, if I'm going to go out and buy something, you could take me to clothing stores, you could take me to supermarkets, restaurants, whatever. The only place I'm going to buy something is going to be the bookstore.
Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, and it's like I already have like 10 books that I need to read or whatever, but there's really good used books. There's really good like niche books. I like not knowing anything about an author. I like going off of a cover occasionally, or like the back page, but it's like a love language.
Well, I have to give you a gift. It's here on the set. If you can find it, it's yours.
Are you serious?
It's a book. It has something to do with me.
It has something. Did you write a book or something?
Just find it.
Oh my god.
You're cold. Cold.
Super cold.
Cold.
You didn't even give me a chance.
Hot as hell. Hot as hey. That is yours. I will sign it for you.
Oh my, that's so cute. You see little baby Scott. How old are you here?
I think I was like 7 or 8.
Oh my god, wait, what? Oh, you told me you were writing a memoir.
Yeah, and I talk about us in there.
Oh my god. So I could sell it later?
Yeah.
I would never. Did you paint this?
I did. That is my artwork. That is Max, my inner child.
Okay. I've heard about Max.
Yeah.
Oh, how sweet. You feel good about it?
I do. And it seems like it's helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's the feedback I've been getting. People have really been saying that it inspires them, and just telling my story, the beginnings, and how I got to where I'm at right now. Because I've been really open about my journey and my upbringing and my childhood and my music, and it's just nice, I think, for people to get the full story. So that pretty much is my first memory up to my 40th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot of details in there.
Yeah, you've lived life.
Yeah, I've had a journey.
You've done a lot,
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, so you have to read that and let me know what you think. We also have the audiobook. I did the audiobook.
Okay.
So if you don't want to,
I'm driving and
driving or whatever. But
I like that you recorded it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
mean that was important. Because I was like, man, like I want people to feel like they're just like in a room sitting there hearing me tell them my life story. I wanted people to really feel like it was like me and them hanging out, and I just thought it would be weird to have some other person read my memoir. You know, I know people do that, but I don't know. Like I just thought it would be fucking weird. The things I talk about is just I feel like I was the only person that needed to do it. Yeah, so.
I think you're a bit too personable and intimate and giving to not really do it yourself.
It's time for us to wrap up the show with the wrap up. Okay?
Okay.
These are quick, fun questions to close out the show. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. What's one movie that was made before you were born that you wish you could have started?
This is so
and I know
good.
you're a cinephile. I know you, like, I've heard you in interviews talk about movies that I've never heard of in my life. Like, I know you know some deep cuts.
There's a movie called La Cérémonie. It's this French movie with Isabelle Huppert.
Okay.
That's really incredible. It's about this, like, weird woman who works in a mail lady, played by Huppert, and then a nanny who leaves her previous family and then joins a new one, and she seems very nice and clean and put together, and she meets Isabelle's character, who the whole town is kind of iffy about, and they become obsessed with each other, and they cut their bangs the same way now, and they wear their hair in the same plaits, and kind of their personalities become one, or they almost start switching positions, and then it kind of takes this dark turn midway through the film, and it kind of gets a bit more like a thriller, but it's just two girls who are so strange and just cold, like so cold. I love those performances. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever.
Top 3 favorite horror movie franchises.
God, I feel like I'm gonna bomb this one actually.
But this is the kicker though. You can't say Scream.
Okay. Franchises?
What about Halloween or like?
Well, I just haven't seen all of the movies, so I can't speak on something that I don't know. I mean, the Halloween movies that I have seen are good.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I mean,
Jamie
Halloween
Lee.
is my favorite one.
Well, Michael is.
Yeah.
He's impenetrable.
Yeah, Michael Myers is
he's the best. And I
He's
like
the
that the walk
best.
is just cold. Like,
yeah, he's just walking.
slow. Yeah.
He's never running.
No.
He'll get you. He's gonna get you.
No. He's so fucked up.
My favorite is when he gets knocked down and then he just gets up like this. That's always the funniest.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's terrible of me to say, but I don't think I have favorite franchise.
Okay.
Franchise, that's a big commitment. It's
Yeah.
not like just a couple here and there.
Yeah.
You're saying something when you stand behind an entire, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You don't want to upset the internet now.
Yeah.
I know you're a fan of my music, so I have to ask you a question. This is I'm gonna ask this to all my guests.
Okay.
Which Kid Cudi album or song defines a certain time for you?
I mean, there's definitely a couple. Like, you were definitely a lot of middle school and high school for me. Some classics. But you have a song called Melting.
Yes,
That was really big for me for a really long time. And still,
Speed Bullet Love.
yeah.
Oh,
And
nice.
if I hear Melting, I think of that time.
That's a good
Yeah,
one. Oh my God, that's
I really
such a
like
deep
that
cut.
one. Yeah, I'm into Melting.
Like, that was the album that everybody fucking hated when it came out.
I don't know
Like,
why. Also, what's the other song that you have, the Beavis and Butthead
Yeah.
interlude?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Speed
into
Bullet.
that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, fantastic album, and I really like the record cover too.
Ah, thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a good
Thank
portrait.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
there's so many, but that's the one that I think is the most meaningful to me because I needed it during that time.
Right. That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. I'm so happy you said a deep cut.
Yeah. Hey.
You know, and not like a single or something. Like, that's fire. Who's your big bro or big sis in your career right now? You've worked with some amazing people. Like, who's kind of like taking you under their wing and been like a mentor figure for you?
I've been really lucky with sisters for sure. And I've worked with really incredible people. Natalie Portman is somebody who always checks in on me. Winona Ryder is another really big one for me. Catherine Zeta-Jones is really wonderful to me and very protective. But all of those women, obviously, I admire so much, and they're the gems, but also just really good people, really normal and honest and vulnerable and intelligent. But it's hard because, like I was saying earlier, you do all these jobs and you never see a lot of these people again. But sometimes people make an effort, or there's some relationships worth preserving and nurturing. It's really made me feel so much more supported and heard. And they have so much wisdom to give because, you know, they've been doing it for a majority of their lives too, and have seen the industry change, and have, you know, those are probably the most important women. Not the most important, I mean, they are the most important women, but those are sisters, definitely.
Yeah. I always like to say, like, with every project I do, with every movie I do, I like to take a couple friends with me. Because you're right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do projects with people and you might not hear from them ever again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you see them out somewhere. It's been like 10 years. First time you've seen them since you left set.
Yeah.
But like, I like to make a friend or two every movie I do, you know? And like, I feel like with X, you're one of those friends. Brittany is one of those friends. You know what I mean?
It's a good way to be.
Yeah. And you know, you find your people. The more you're out there and you navigate through this industry, you end up finding your people. And like even Aaron Paul, I did a movie with him in 2013. That's my boy. We've been solid ever since.
Yeah.
You know, like he's just a really good, genuine dude. You know, so it's nice when you when you do find your people and you see that you do have this support system in this industry, because you need that, you know? What's your biggest moonshot? A goal, a dream, or ambition that might seem impossible?
Ooh.
Are you gonna say president?
Yeah. No, I can't.
would vote for you in a heartbeat. I'd really be like, yo, I want to be in the cabinet. Like, put me somewhere.
Yeah, you would be there for sure.
Yeah.
But that's I gave that up long ago.
Gave that up long ago.
Biggest moonshot. I really gotta focus on it, but I want to become actually skilled in one thing for sure. Something tactile, something like I would love to become a carpenter and be a really good carpenter.
Nice.
Like I want to make the best furniture. You need something. Everybody's getting wooden gifts. Everybody's getting, it's comfortable. It's personable. I'm working with my hands. It's like proof that like, hey, I'm good at this. That I would love to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, something with building or like sculpting maybe.
Yeah.
But that you got to put in the hours.
Yeah,
and
man.
I get distracted too easily, maybe.
I'm like, I can't put up even a TV in my house. I have to call my friend.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be amazing if you thought, oh my God, I need a bunker. Who should I call? And it's me. And I'm in like a forest in Switzerland.
And you're like, oh, no problem. I got the carpenter. I got all the shit that you
Everything
need.
is just wooden panels. Like it's just wood. Like I think.
Like if you just built a set like this.
I could have made this.
You could have.
I could have made this.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
My little clubhouse.
And maybe I will. I've got time.
Yeah, you got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
Like you got so much time to do incredible
But I want
things.
it so bad.
I'm gonna check in with you about this carpenter thing.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm saying it is because I need to tell as many people as possible, just so that I'm held accountable.
Yeah.
Like now I don't have a choice. If enough people know that this is what I'm working towards, then yeah, you got to show up. You got to do it.
Well, you blew it up now.
Yeah.
Now people are gonna know.
Okay.
So the pressure's on.
I'm ready.
Yeah, yeah. And last question. Who's one guest that you think I should have on the show?
Divine Joy Randolph is like really talented, exceptional, good person, has an insane life. She used to train in opera, I think, and then now is this Oscar-winning actress and is in just incredible movies and roles and just a good person. Like if I see Divine in a room, I know, oh, okay, things are gonna be okay. You know, like nice. She's cool and she's comfortable. She's funny. She's so funny that she would be a good episode, I think.
Nice.
I could listen to her talk forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jenna, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Scott.
This was great. You know?
I feel so lucky. I'm leaving with something.
You're leaving with something.
Which is
You're gonna
great.
leave with something.
I won. I get to see you, so I win again.
You're more than welcome to come back whenever you want. So thanks for coming, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming through the attic, y'all. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts and follow the show on social media at Big Bro Cuddy. Until next time, love yourself, take care of each other, dream on. Peace.
Big bro.